Hey guys, SnakeGFJ here, playing Super Luigi Galaxy. In the last episode, we learned of the troubles that Rosalina and what's-his-face there are having. We landed on the Comet Observatory, and we also opened up one of the domes, which is the terrace, where we end up finding our lovely power stars and levels. But first, since it seems like the smart thing to do, we're going to go over to the garage for a moment, because there is a hidden life here. Except it is not so hidden. There is a blatantly obvious box just kind of hanging there, which seems like a thing that makes sense to me. But again, if it doesn't make sense to Luigi, then there's not much that can be said. But it starts out fairly easy, as you can expect. This is a dome next to the observatory for the galaxies. Lumens turn into pole stars, which I need to use my cursor to do things. It's not that complicated. You just put your hand over it and press that button, and to be flown into the world. See, I've always liked this world map better than the one they had in Galaxy 2. I just think it looks better. These are galaxies that can be observed from the dome. The more power stars I get, the farther we can look. Which basically means the more power stars we get, the more levels we can open up. See, this is the only one we can do, since we only have one star, i.e. the Grand Star. It is the Good Egg Galaxy. It is kind of annoying because you start in the same place every single time, but it doesn't really matter. It's just going to start off easy either way you look at it, so we might as well not complain about where we start in the video game. We just have to, all we have to complain about is the fact that there are enemies just kind of hidden everywhere. That's basically it. But there are usually 3 normal stars in each world, except that they're not, special worlds, which there are some. Good Egg Galaxy, Dino Piranha. It's a giant piranha that is a dinosaur. It seems interesting to me, but if not, then it makes some sense. Now I apologize. On my capture card, there's going to be a little bit of skipping and possibly some flickering, but since I'm using the Dino VC500, it doesn't work very well with Windows 7 sometimes, so that would explain what's going on. But it shouldn't be too bad otherwise. But now that I'm looking at it, what is up with my capture card? Okay, I don't understand why, but it's kind of freezing up a little bit and causing problems. But it's not too bad. We'll just hope that it doesn't cause any more future problems, making it impossible to view the video, which it isn't, which is a nice thing. It's just occasional if there's too much happening on screen, which a lot of the time there is. Gone for a long time. Need to get use the pipe on their side. Thanks for giving me a specific number as to how long you're going to be gone, you complete bastard. But we have to go to the other side, because there are things on the other side. There are star bits, and there's a dark world, and there's a Goomba, but there's also star bits, as can be expected, considering the world is full of star bits. And, well, star bits make the world go round, as well as an orange pipe. This orange pipe leads me to an underground area that allows me to possibly get a life, which is nice, because, getting lives is a really fun thing. As can be understood, because, lives make the world go round. How often have I said that in my ROM hacks? And it is quite often taken for granted that lives can possibly be held in a lot of places, especially in the Galaxy games, considering the fact that, every time you restart well, not exactly restart the game, but every time you resume play, well, they end up disappearing, which is the only sad thing about it. But I missed it, because I'm looking at my capture card. That's exactly why I missed it. I'm trying to make sure there's not that much problems. Okay, what is this? There's nothing up here. If you get tired, press that button. You can bring back things. I keep getting some message on Steam. It is getting kind of annoying. But I'll get over it eventually. At least I sure hope so, because it's kind of interfering with, the video game. It's interfering with what the video game is trying to tell us, which is the only thing that is sad about this. I mean, it's more enjoyable if we have things happening. I'm gonna have to get more used to this star cursor, because I'm not doing very good. I'm not doing a very good job at aiming and searching for the star bits. But I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out eventually. I'm not saying it's gonna be anytime soon, but it's definitely gonna happen. Of course, it can be kind of difficult to aim the cursor at the places you want to aim them, and try to get things done as quickly as possible before your capture card starts to break. Which I hope this is understandable, because, Luigi likes the sped up pace, and that's exactly why he's having problems with the video game right now. He likes to do things quickly, but since he's being slowed down, it's kind of messing with his entire composition, which is definitely sad, right, Mr. Goomba? I understand this is the most sad thing ever. I like how Mario World Goombas look like little tomatoes. They look like walking tomatoes. I'm sure I'm not the only one who actually found that interesting, or I'm not the only one who actually noticed that was a thing. I'm gonna watch this to make sure it's not lagging as I'm doing this, and it doesn't seem to be. That's good. Okay. Now, there's something interesting about these giant raspberry things. You can actually break them, but it's a little bit tough. You have to stand in the perfect place, and they have to be in the perfect position. But, of course, sometimes it doesn't like to do it right. You have to hit the red portion of them, which on this one I'm going to have to figure out something a little bit different. As saddening as this may sound, I actually managed to figure this out, which is nice, because, figuring things out is one of the main things. But you don't want to get too cocky, or you don't want to get too careful when you're trying to hit the red portions of these guys, because if you keep messing up and you keep trying, you could actually get hurt like I did just then, which is something that is going to be expected. If you're going to ram into something, you're probably going to get hurt. But since these guys are everywhere, it's starting to keep me from possibly being able to get my life back. I know I want to get my life back on my feet, but it's kind of difficult considering, what the world is trying to say here. I mean, there's these stupid planet physics, stupid rounded planet physics causing problems again. That's the one thing I found enjoyable about Galaxy games. You always have the strangest physics when the planets are circular and not squared like they can in some. Yep, and we just collect the star bits and we got ourselves a warp star. I thought it said sling star. The difference between a warp star and a sling star is the sling stars, they only shoot you a short distance. The warp stars are the ones that shoot you a fair distance. Another thing I really enjoy about Galaxy is the creativity of each of the planets and, the galaxies in the game. They're always really interesting, and they chose perfect music. My frickin' sensor bar is being stupid, which isn't nice. I'd much rather my capture card work as it is on camera. Maybe it is nervous. Maybe it's nervous that it'll get too much of a paparazzi as it's trying to fall asleep at night. Which, you can't blame the sensor bar for this. It makes some sense. Okay, you know what? Before I do... Yeah, let's just get those guys before I do anything. That seems like the smartest thing. We're on a coconut planet. That is fun. Being on a coconut planet. Never expected anything as entertaining as this. Now, if you want to take care of these guys easily, you just have to hit them with the balloon plant here. Because, you can hit them anytime, anywhere, and they will break, which is the nicest thing about it. Of course, if you do that, you could potentially fall in a pit like I almost did. And I almost got myself killed and showed off the first death of a Let's Play in the first actual level. Which, that's definitely sad. But it's a good thing it didn't happen, am I right in saying this? Because if it did happen, there could have been problems afoot. I don't know why, but I often have trouble making this jump, and it's not even that difficult. It's not that difficult of a jump. I don't understand my logic behind the video game. Sometimes I just have trouble, but there's never really an explanation for it. Now, I've always liked this mysterious music. It is quite mysterious. It comes up in areas that are very mysterious. In, the switchy land, and where there's a black hole wanting to eat my face off. But of course, it much prefers shorts over faces. If you realize what I'm trying to say, because shorts they can be a tasty meal. They are most tasty with a spot of milk. Dip them in the milk and you have a nice soggy snack. Now these guys are kind of annoying. You have to somehow try to hit their faces, and they'll appear, and you can either jump on them or kick them to get the same amount of star bits each time. I like jumping on them more, which I didn't show off just a second ago, because they don't fly all over the place as much as they do if you are, if you kick them. The star bits they fly out of them in one specific place, so it's a little bit easier to get to. But luckily for the video game, we have our Mr. the Sensor Bar, making it a lot more simple to, get the guys. My capture card is flickering. I can see out the corner of my eye. It makes me kind of sad, because, there's not much I can do about it with Windows 7. I'll have to eventually get a different capture card. It's quite sad, but I don't really have the money for it right now, so we're just going to have to deal with it. And my capture card is lagging just a little bit, but not too much. You guys still know what is happening, which is nice. Now, this is our good friend Dino Piranha. What you basically have to do is you have to hit its tail, and then you hurt it and do things. But before I do anything, I am going to do a thing. Hey, I want to get my star bits. Hey, move away, my friend. Move off, my good friend. Oh, I missed some. I missed some star bits. That's not the smartest thing to do. Anyway, just a rocky tail. It's like some kind of ankylosaurus or something. Or something like that. I hope I got the name of that dinosaur right. If not, then I apologize to any dinosaur fans out there. But he's not that hard to avoid. Basically, just have to trail around him and hit his tail. But since he's such a complete idiot, he gets out of you get out of his sight, and after a while, he really just has no idea where the heck you are. But It's not that complicated. Actually, later in the game, you fight a more difficult version of this guy that is actually quite difficult. Not gonna say where or when, but it is way in the later game. So let's not worry about this, because you know this guy isn't too complicated. He's not that most difficult of a boss. He's just one of those guys. A power star. This is a good example of what happens when you get a power star. It is a thing. Now, just in case anyone didn't know about this, you have these little plants. You can shoot them with a star bit for pressing B, and they turn into actual flowers, and they give you a coin to help you survive a little bit more. Yaha! Yay! I got the power star. It makes me so happy. I think we can do one more. I think we can. But since there are only 3 per world, I probably won't be able to evenly distribute it out, which is kind of sad. But considering these levels take a lot longer than ROM hacks, I'll probably be doing less per video than that, which does make sense, because they can be a little bit more difficult and they're a bit longer. Those are star bits, the most delectable things ever. They taste like honey. Shoot them at me by pressing B. So you're basically using me for snack time. You know, Luigi takes offense to that. He spent his hard-earned time and money searching for these things. He withdrew them out of an account, and now you're taking them. They should have been his. They should have been his midnight snack, but for God's sake, you had to take them from him. And that was my fee for this lesson? That's ridiculous. I already knew about this. I shouldn't have to pay for something I already know about. But of course, that guy really doesn't know what he's talking about. Good Egg Galaxy's second power star. What is it going to be? That is a good question. Because, you know, I'm kind of curious, and it's been a while since I played the game. So I can't quite remember what order everything is in, but we'll see. A snack of cosmic proportions. Yay. Now, last I checked, there are, I think, 2? No, I'm thinking of another one. I was thinking of another galaxy, never mind. Well, I might be. But of course, I can't quite remember where everything is, which is sad, because, you know, I'd like to tell you guys everything as they happen, but I honestly don't remember it all. So, we'll just have to go with the flow, if you guys don't really mind. But if you guys do mind, then I apologize. There's not much I can do. There's not much I can do about this. Now, we have to take a completely different route to get to the sling star, the launch star, or whatever the heck it's called, this time. I can't go the same path, because that would be a bit too easy. It'd be a bit too easy going that way. But why don't we just try going a different direction? That seems to be smart. Let's take the other pathway around the world. That seems to be the more genius thing for us to do. Do we want to go in there and get another mushroom? I think we do. I think I do want to go in there and get another mushroom. Because, you know, getting mushrooms, I mean, they are the most delectable things ever. They taste so much better than star bits, but of course Lumas can't eat mushrooms. As far as I know, but considering I'm not an expert at Super Mario lore, I couldn't tell you if this is true or not. I just couldn't. As much as I'd really love to tell you guys, it's just not really something that I can possibly do. Again, as saddening as it may seem. Yay! Another life! It makes me happy! Getting lives! I'm gonna watch my capture cards. I'm gonna make the jump this time. I did make the jumps this time. Okay. And we're gonna have to go back through the world. Jumpity! And hope to not fly out into space. Yay. That's actually happened to me once before. I don't think it's supposed to happen. I think that if you do that, you're just supposed to land, but I think there was a glitch that happened to me one time where I actually did that, and I somehow actually managed to plumb the plumb into space, so that makes perfect sense, video game. Hey. Sucking my life force out. That's not the smartest thing to do. That's what they tried to do with the frickin' Grand Star. Luigi is no Grand Star. I love to know what these guys are thinking. But, of course, if they can't give me any information, then I won't blame them. Because, again, it's a video game, and the logic of the video game can be a little bit interesting sometimes. Well, interesting in both a good way and in the bad way. You know, you see what I'm saying. But here's an example of, I got a hungry friend up ahead. You have to feed him. I am making you do this. You are making me do this? Okay, if the Lumas want to get their observatory up and running, why do I have to feed a Luma to get to the power star that is required for it? I don't understand. It doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, if I'm supposed to be helping them, then why are they trying to profit off of my help? They seem like dirty rats to me. Of course, there's not much I can say. Ugh, very interesting lighting effects. one of the more interesting things that is in Super Mario Galaxy. They've got a very interesting lighting effect. Except they never really show where any stars are, or where the light is even coming from. They're just saying, we're just going to pretend there's a light source here, and we'll just pretend there's a thing. But that skybox does look really interesting. I like the look of the skybox. Now you can also use these balloon guys to get the star bits out of the spiky plants, which you can't normally get anything out of if you tried it with conventional means. How the heck did I hit it? Well, I wasn't paying attention. I was paying attention of not getting hit myself. But somehow it wound up breaking. I won't know until I render this properly, which is nice. It's nice to not know things until you're doing something to, you know, make the video a lot less, you know, bad quality and, you know, small in general. It's a fun thing. I mean, no one can disagree with me in saying that this is a real fun thing. I'm gonna show off every planet, so I'm not gonna go through this guy yet. This is a red planet. It has things on them, but this time they are a lot less. They're a lot more difficult to figure out. You know, the path they are going to. You know, get the to get the star bits out of them. So, since I only have one hit left, I am going to pretend they're not even there, and get some more star bits the other way around, if the video game doesn't mind me doing this. But now that the camera angle is in a very odd place, it made my life a little bit scary. But now I've got one extra hit, so I just might try to do this again. If I wanted to. I mean, since I really don't want to a lot of the time, I'll show off that it is indeed possible. It is indeed possible, which is nice. It's nice to show off that things are indeed possible. I mean, you don't want to show off things that are blatantly impossible, but now I have no choice. So let's, where's that warp star? It's way over there. And I'm glad I didn't continue walking, because I would have gotten hit by him, and I would have died, and it wouldn't have been a good thing. I would have potentially died. And, well, again, it's not the most thing to do, so let's go to the egg planet. That seems like a smart thing. The egg planet. But I only have one hit, Mr. Guy, so you're gonna have to be of some assistance, please. But I really don't want to feed him yet, because I haven't showed off every other... I haven't showed off the other planets yet, because there are a few left in this galaxy that I have not showed off yet, and I really feel like I should do that. Since I am not on any time limit, besides the fact that the video might be a tad bit longer, let's just go with it. This should take me back to the grassy planet. And from here, we can do some more amazing things. I should have shaken the Wii remote, but I guess not. I guess I'm too caught up in what the video game is saying to be able to do that. Now we're gonna miss this warp star again, and go back to that other guy, and go through the next warp star that appears. Because that's how it seems to work. Just so we can have some nice light paths, showing that we have actually gone through the entirety of the galaxy, at least in this portion. It's always good to show off that we can do that. Now this takes us off to a specific area. Then it takes us back to the green planet, which is nice. There are literally three ways to get to here. It's as kind of saddening as this may be. There are a bit too many. Now we can go through this other warp star here, and we can show off where this guy leads. But where does it lead? I have no idea. That is a good example. Let's go see. Let's go explore the universe, shall we? Okay, it takes us to the very place we want to be, which is nice. Now we can actually feed the hungry guy here. And yeah, I want starbits. I am hungry. You gotta feed me, lest you'll never get anywhere. 100 starbits. I've got 181, so I think that's good for me. I'm willing to get rid of all these. As saddening as it may seem, I really want to keep my beautiful starbits, but considering this guy is so darn greedy, they're gonna force me to get rid of him. But, you know, there's not much to say. A new planet was born. Yay! That's what's amazing about these Lumas. They can form planets, and it's literally the only way to get to certain areas. You have to actually feed them. But of course, a lot of the time, these guys are here because, you know, it's needed for a secret exit, so to speak. But in this one, it's required to actually get the original exit, because in this one, there are no secretive areas to go. It is very sad, I understand. Because, you know, I'd love to discover some different worlds. You know, because discovering different worlds is just the most amazing thing Luigi can possibly be doing, especially when he's flying through the world. except this isn't the world, so I don't know what the heck I'm saying. I have confused myself even though it should have never happened. So, do I want to worry about getting all these guys? I do want to worry about getting all these guys, because, you know, it seems to be the great thing to do. And we get another life, because they were guarding my beautiful, beautiful life. Why would they be doing this? Why would they guard my only means of getting anything interesting? Because they're bastards. That's the only way. Wow, look at this tight-knit web we've got going. Now we got more mysterious music, and there's literally only one way to go into here, and the gravity is kind of silly. That's one thing. Those are some levels that I really don't like in this game, is the crazy gravity levels, because they do get kind of difficult at times. I don't like the slinging levels either. The one where you have to get into these webby guys and pull back and then shoot. Yeah, not a very good explanation, but I'm not sure if there's too many people who hasn't played this game. So let's just... Whoa, for some reason my controller was going toward the screen, and that's not what I wanted it to do. I wanted to actually do something of some particular interest, but apparently it didn't want to do that. I kind of panicked at the sight of Mr. the Goomba Man, when I don't really think I should have, because he's outside. He's on the outside of the world, so there is really nothing to be scared about. At least, not yet. Nothing to be scared of yet, right, Mr. Octogoomba? I think that's your name, Octoomba or whatever. And we took the right path to get him, Mr. the Mushroom Man. That seems like a genius thing. Let's go the right ways to get the... let's go the right ways to get the things. I kind of want to go in there, but considering I am a bit too lazy, I am not going to worry about it. Now we're actually on the way to the star! Yay! Now, there's a specific way you got to do this. You got to get these blue star chips, and you'll get pull stars, but I found a much easier way to do it. You just got to long jump out there. It's just a simpler way to do that. As long as you know how to long jump, it's not that hard. But there you are, 2 power stars in a single video. I'm not sure how long it is. Maybe let's think. 15 to 18 minutes. That's not 15 to 18. 15 to 20 minutes is what I'm expecting. A snack of cosmic proportions. More coins. More star bits. A new galaxy. It is right there. I'm impressed. Now, what else do you have to talk to me about? Well done, Rick Explorer. We've discovered a new galaxy. Collecting power stars will expand our range of vision. Sounds like a genius thing to me, and yes, I shall save. Well, thank you guys for watching this episode of Let's Play Super Luigi Galaxy. I'll see you guys next time, and we continue on through the terrace. See you guys then.